Hello everybody, welcome to All About Africa. Today we're going to be preparing fried yams and eggs with my two special guests. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. My first guest and co-host is Anuoluwa Ilori. She is a 9-year-old, a great conversationalist. Anu is also a great reader. She wants to be a meteorologist when she gets older. Now, I've invited Anu on set today to give her a taste of what life is like behind cameras. Randy Opong is a Baltimore-based photographer. His debut children's book, Fried Eggs and Yams, is the talk in town. Now, we've invited Randy on studio today to discuss the inspiration behind his book. And also, we're going to be preparing fried eggs and yams on set today. I hope you're hungry.
So may I ask, what inspired you to write this story?
Yeah, so I've always really wanted to see us represented as Black children, as African children. So that just was the motivation behind me writing the book. And I've always had the idea, I just didn't know how to make it happen. But moving to Baltimore, I've been around people that are authors, that are creatives, and it's really helped me make this become a reality.
Wow.
Yeah.
And may I also ask?
Of course.
How did you create the characters?
So, Kwame Kazam, I was watching Shaq's movie, Kazam actually, and then the name Kwame is like a Ghanaian name, and it just rhymed, Kwame and Kazam, so I went with Kwame Kazam, it stuck, and then with Kojo Mojo, he needed another friend, so I'm like, okay, Kojo, Mojo, it rhymes, I like it, it stuck. I went with it. It just naturally came together.
Yes. So what do you hope children like me will take from your story?
So I would love to see children represented and saying, oh, this person looks like me. Oh, I can write a book. Oh, I can do whatever I put my mind to type of thing. So that would be the best takeaway from this book.
You want it to motivate others. That's what you're saying.
Essentially, yeah, motivating others.
Okay.
Yes.
And what is your favorite childhood book?
My favorite childhood book. This is a great question. Oh my gosh. Huh. There's so many. Like, I remember Mickey Mouse books. There was Red Fish, Blue Fish. My favorite. This question threw me off. I need to really think. That's a great question. What book really stood out? It's funny, I'm like looking through my childhood books, like it's like all coming back to me. But picking a favorite, I'm actually drawing a blank. There's so many to choose from. For some reason, I liked Where the Wild Things Are. Yeah. It was something about the graphics as a kid. I would always like go back, and even if I wasn't reading it, I'd go back and look at the imagery. Yeah.
My favorite is The Diary of the Wimpy Kid. It's a funny comedy book.
I like that one. It reminds me of Captain Underpants, kind of.
Yes.
I wonder if they're similar authors, because they're pretty similar in the way they're written.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then there was this book that I just finished today.
Oh, wow.
And it's called Colonial Madness.
Oh, really?
And I really like that book. So I put it in second place.
Got it. What makes Diary of a Wimpy Kid your favorite?
Well, because of its comedy and it just makes me laugh. And I love that it has pictures on every page.
Gotcha.
Not every book has that.
That's true.
There's some books that I wish that, I mean, the story's great, but I would love to see the illustrations.
That makes a lot of sense. So illustrations are big and comedy is big. Keeping that in mind, I love that. Yeah.
And now may I ask, where can parents buy this very good book?
Oh, thank you for the plug. So it's available online, Target.com, BarnesandNobles.com. It's on Walmart. So yeah, if you just type in Fried Eggs and Yams, even on Google, it'll pop up on Barnes and Noble, so they can purchase right there, or just send me a text message, and yeah, I'd get it to you.
I love Barnes and Nobles.
Oh,
It's
wow.
one of my favorites to go to when I was younger. So my mom would take me to Trader Joe's, and then after we came back from the store, or before that happened, we would always go to Barnes and Nobles, and then there was some toys that I'd like to play with. I wasn't really into the books, but I was surely into the toys.
I definitely understand that. I used to do the same thing with my mom when we would go to different stores. I would, I would go with her, and then I'd get my toys. So I agree with you there.
Even if I don't get the toys, like if we're going to a shoe store, or they always have a toy section. So even if I don't buy it or get it, I still like to look through the toys, so I can know what I want the next time I get the opportunity to get it.
You are very smart. Genius.
Thank
I
you,
love that
Anu.
answer. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, Randy, I want to thank you for taking the time to sit down for this interview. I'm truly grateful that you're here. Now, Fried Eggs and Yams is a very important book, especially with today's generation and with where we are today in the world, right? When I was growing up, though, in Nigeria, I have siblings, when we get sick, one sibling would say something like, you're sick because you want mommy to make you fried eggs and yams, and then, so that's how we would joke, because for us as a child, as children growing up, fried eggs and yams was luxury for us. So it was something that we didn't eat really, but when we get sick, we get it. My mom would make it. And for some odd reason, when she makes it, the sickness goes away, the fever goes away after she's done. So I want to know, how did you decide a title for this book?
So just like you rightly said, fried eggs and yams was a dish that I grew up on as well. And it's actually one of my favorites that my mom would make. It was a specialty, and it was a luxury. So
It was a luxury for you as well?
It was. So I was very excited whenever she would make it. It wasn't like an everyday thing, so whenever I had it, I was appreciative, and it was one of my favorites. So.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this might be like a West African thing, who knows?
It might be.
So you released this book
Yes.
on your late father's birthday.
Yes.
And both of your parents are deceased. I want to know, how has this book helped you cope with the loss of your parents?
Right. So even the date that I released it on my late father's birthday. So I was just very intentional with the dedication in the book, just making it to my late parents, because everything that they instilled in me, I don't take it for granted. Everything that my family has instilled in me, the prayers, the helping me through figuring out adulting. Adulting isn't.
It's difficult.
Yeah, it's not something easy, but I'm glad that I had that foundation with my late parents, with my family, with the people that really do love and support me. So, yeah.
That's great. Yeah, adulting is hard when you have parents, let alone when you don't. So, yeah. Wow. Now, this story is, of course, bigger than eggs and yams. So I want to know, what has been the feedback from your readers so far?
So the feedback has been overwhelming. It's been amazing. I even had a friend whose son said, "Mom, this person looks like me. Like, he has my hair, he has my skin, he has this, he has that." And that's exactly what I did it for. So kids would pick up a book and say, "Oh, I can see myself in this character. I can see myself trying new things. I can see myself getting over these fears." So the feedback has been great, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
So in a lot of sense, and just as you discussed with Anu, the whole purpose of this is for us to see ourselves in the books and in the things that we do. Because it's important that I see myself in you. It's important that you see yourself in me. And it's important that our children see themselves in books that they read. Right? That way to build your confidence.
Right.
Yeah, wow. That's interesting. That's really cool. So you're probably going to be getting more of those.
Oh, yeah.
So what has been the most surprising things you learned in the creation of this book, in creating this book?
So I wouldn't say it was a hard process, but it was a process, definitely. There was a lot of things I didn't see coming, a lot of hidden costs.
Like what?
So a lot of hidden costs and revision. So with the publishing company, in order to revise, there's a revision fee. And also illustration-wise, with revisions, the different payments, so just being intentional on how you want things to look and things of that sort. There was a lot of hidden things that just come up as you're trying to learn the process, yeah. But a beautiful process overall.
Right,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Are you currently working on anything right now in terms of your new book?
The next book I want to create is Kwame Kazim Gets His New Cam, actually. So, as you know, I'm a photographer, so just representation of picking up a camera, trying something new. Yeah.
So in the end of the book, there's a lot of empowering messages for young people, and and I want to know, how old were you when you learned that languages are powerful? Because I can see that you include that in the end of the book.
Right. So it's actually from the way my mom would speak to me. She would always speak life, like, "Oh, you're gonna be great. You're gonna do great things. You're gonna," like, these same words that I'm sharing in the book are the same words my mom actually shared with me. And I didn't realize that this wasn't a thing that is found in most households. I thought it was a normal thing, but as I get older, as I meet new friends, I realize most parents don't encourage their kids in that sense, and it's shocking to me. But having that reality and being able to do something about it, at least for children reading the book, is something that I definitely am glad that I got the chance to do.
Wow. Randy, thank you so much for joining us today. Now, this book, I'm going to include the links where you can actually purchase the book online. And thank you for watching. We'll see you again next time.